Alright, so I wanted to take this quick moment to talk about episode 1 of Dragon Ball Super's English dub and give my first impressions slash initial thoughts on the episode. Now, obviously, it's the exact same episode that aired in Japan. I mean, they took some liberties here and there with a little bit of the dialogue, nothing to really nitpick over. They took a little bit of liberties with I believe the intro, it didn't seem as long. Also, I kind of heard Geekdom say that, so I kind of want to pinpoint that. Maybe they could have snipped some stuff out of there, but it was interesting watching that initial intro as well because, you know, it had been a while since I saw some of the opening animations for that because obviously I hadn't seen this stuff in a really long time, such as like him going Super Saiyan God with the little aura streaks around him and stuff like that. It looked really cool. It brought back a lot of nostalgia back to when the series first aired. You know, for me personally, I was like, wow, it seems like it's been a long time. And I felt the same way with the outro song, the Hello Hello. It was so long since I've heard that song and watched the scene and stuff like that. I was like, man, this is actually pretty dope. I feel like, honestly, all in all, they did a really good job. It was a little bit glaring watching it in English, you know, watching Dragon Ball Super in English after spending like over a year watching it in basically solely Japanese at that point, excuse me. So it was a little bit glaring, and I have an interesting perspective because I used to only watch the English dub. I wouldn't watch anything else, and I wouldn't really care about anything Japanese. And then somewhere along the way, I started not caring about watching Japanese anime, and this was when I was younger, like 2007, 8, in that area. So I didn't really I started not really caring, but I still couldn't do it with Dragon Ball because I couldn't get over Masako Nozawa. And along the way, maybe like early 2015, mid 2015, I started watching Dragon Ball that way. I watched it from the initial series all the way through Dragon Ball Z and all the way through, and really grew a fondness for Masako Nozawa's voice acting and stuff like that, and stopped really nitpicking over it and stopped caring too much about it. Obviously, it comes down to preference, so I don't blame anybody that doesn't, you know, too much like her and prefers Shemmel and stuff like that. But it was a little bit different for me because I've grown so accustomed to her, and I really can appreciate her work. Listening to Sean Shemmel be Goku, not to say that Goku was bad, you know, Sean was bad as Goku, it just was a little bit different because it's been so long since I've heard him in that role. Like, I don't even, for context, like, I don't really play Xenoverse. I don't really play a lot of stuff that he would be voice acting in the, you know, in the intermission between like the last time that they had something come out, and I don't watch older Kai and stuff like that, so I haven't heard this cast in a really long time. I think all in all, you know, they all did a really good job, to be honest. I think that as far as voice acting goes, the only voice I really didn't care for was Chi-Chi's. It just seemed off for me. Otherwise, everything was good. I think everything else fit really well. I don't know if that's the same Kid Chunk's voice actor, but she sounded really good. Goten was funny in the episode. Everything with Goten was toilet water. I can't recall because it's been so long, once again, if that was the running theme of the initial episode in Japanese. I don't recall them saying toilet water like 15 times, but, you know, maybe they did, and that's just me. But that being said, everything worked out really well. I loved everything about it. I was initially probably not going to watch the English dub, not really because it's an English dub and I don't care for it. It's just more or less because it's so far behind, and you have to realize that they have to you're gonna basically sit through 70 something episodes before you even get to the point where the Japanese show is, and at that time, you know, the Japanese show will be further ahead or be over. We don't know what will happen with it, but what I'm saying is, there's 52 episodes in a week basically if they air one episode weekly, so like, yeah, it's gonna be over a year, so like, I don't really too much care for that. But I can say that it is a fun little thing to kind of watch on the side while you do watch the Japanese, or if this is your first interaction with Super because you somehow avoided spoilers with the Japanese version and all that stuff and you never watched it, this is going to be good for you because also it's not looking as bad as it initially did. Not to say the first episode looked bad anyway, but it does look a lot cleaner. It looks a lot more like a, you know, I feel like Dragon Ball Super, and it's really glaring when you watch it, you know, because they have that previous episode preview in the beginning of the episode, which kind of summarizes the ending of Kai with the Buu saga. I think that with Dragon Ball Super, you can flat out tell that, you know, it's modern animation and all that stuff, and it looks really good, actually. Like the shading on it, I don't know what it was, but something about the portrayal of the episode looked really good. It seemed a little dimmer. The work looked really well done, and I also think that it was also the Blu-ray versions, which is a little bit better than what we would have gotten anyway initially in the initial release of the show in Japanese. But, you know, otherwise everything else worked out really well. I'm excited for the English dub. I know that a lot of people are excited. I was more so excited for it for the younger audience, and also Kai too. I'm not really gonna do I'm gonna watch Kai because I haven't seen the English dub of that arc, of course, like everybody else. I'm gonna watch Kai on the side. I'm not gonna do reviews for it. I'm not gonna do full reviews for English version because I've already got a whole backlog of reviews since episode 1 came out. So I've been doing these reviews on the Japanese version for over a year now at this point. I've got a whole backlog of those. If you're interested, go ahead and check them out. There's a playlist on the channel. But that being said, I'm not gonna do that. So I will kind of just pop in from now and again, basically summarizing maybe an episode I thought was polarizing, or the voice acting and this or that. And I also, on a side note, I do appreciate that they kept the original score, didn't change it. It fits really well with the show and some of the wackiness that they have in place here. So I couldn't really imagine them changing it, and I didn't think they would anyway. I was pretty positive they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure that's just how anime is handled nowadays. So I appreciate that as well. It fit really well. But I'm not going to go back and do reviews for all these episodes. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the episode, let me know down below. What was your favorite part? What are your contrasts between the Japanese version and the American version, or the English dub, excuse me, if you can recall that as well. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new, as always. And as always, have a great day. Catch you later.